But now we got this president who's working for him. You know, and this New Deal thing he's got going, what is that? He's making rules and regulations and everything. Nothing has a name, does it? It's all got these initials. WPA, PWA, TVA, CCC, IDIOT, I think is one of them. Think about that one, IDIOT. Never mind. She's too young to know. The banker doesn't even get it. Anyway. You can never go wrong underestimating how smart a banker is. But anyway, you know, he has all these programs and that. You know, I'm a farm boy. I was reincarnated this last time as a farm boy for some poor fellow who died up there in the fields of Gettysburg in 1863. And I'll tell you one thing, as a farm boy, I recognize manure when I see it being shoveled by the President of the United States, and that's what that is. He's coddled whole sections of the country in a state of childlike helplessness. And he's making rules and regulations about the craziest thing. I think there's actually a rule which says how often a man can kiss his wife. I believe it. They're going there. They just want to coddle us back into being helpless, completely helpless. And then he's unleashed the unions. Talk about helplessness. Any union man here? They never admit it because it takes too much work to lift your arm up. Yeah, that's union men. They don't want to work. They're a bunch of socialists and communists anyway. You had one of them here last night, didn't you? A Negro fella? Communists. Damn communists. I'm sorry about my language, but I get riled about those men. They ain't worth anything. Union people don't want to work at all. That's the beauty of unions. If you're in it and it works well enough, it don't work at all. You know, I deal with the United Auto Workers, right, of the CIO. So you know what those initials stand for? U-A-W-C-I-O. Well, it doesn't spell anything directly except you are working. Cut it out. That's unions for you. They don't want anybody to work. Now, I got to say one other thing. It's not just the unions who causes some of this problem. A lot of it's you folks right here. I'll look around here. Got to put my spectacles to look around. Yeah, I see it already. Most of the women here aren't wearing long dresses, aren't wearing the proper clothing. But I want to ask, sir, is that your wife next to you? I see you're sitting you're sitting close to this gentleman than you are to your wife. That's why I knew it was your wife. I'm not going to ask her because she'll lie, but how many dresses she own? 10. She's saying 2. See, I told you she wouldn't tell the truth. 10 dresses. Man, what do you need 10 dresses for? What do you need 10 dresses for? You don't. You need one for during the week, working around the house. You need one for Sunday go to meeting. And you need one in case one of the other 2 gets dirty or torn, right? That's all you need. What are the other 7 for, madam? What are they for? They're all vanity. They're just vanity. That's what's happened to us in the 1920s. We all decided, well, we had some money in our pockets because that was our great era of prosperity. We had the money so we could just buy things. We didn't need them. We just buy them. Well, where'd that come from? The villains and parasites, the bankers and the lawyers and the stockholders. That's what the stockholders wanted. Yeah, sell more worthless stuff. That's great. Well, we did it, didn't we? We had to buy automobiles in different styles. General Motors, their big idea for the automobile, not to make it better, but to make it in different styles each year. So you feel like an idiot driving the wrong year, so you buy a new car every year. Do you need a new car every year? Well, if it's a General Motors, yeah, you do, but you know, my idea with the Ford and always the Model T and the Model A was to build a great car, make an automobile that's so perfect. So perfect. Think of this, that a man would buy only one in his entire life. He wouldn't need to buy another one because it would outlast him. That was my dream. And it would come in one style and one model and no changes on it unless there were mechanical changes to make the automobile better. That's the idea. But Sloan and the General Motors, they come up with this idea of new automobile every year. It's codified obsolescence is what it is. Designed to bilk the American public, take the money out of their pockets. And so what happened to us? We took all the money we had in the 20s and we started buying more and more that we didn't have money for, right? We went into debt, which made the banker really happy. We went deeper and deeper into debt, and pretty soon, everything collapsed. You know, I thought it was quite wonderful when all those stockholders were jumping out of buildings. And, you know, in New York City, I thought that was the best thing a stockholder has ever done. But we got that way. We got flabby. Now, some of it isn't our fault. We were manipulated. They're very good. Well, it's all a sinister conspiracy, and they're very good at manipulating us. But I gotta ask, I mean, where was the sense in some of the things you made us do, even for a motor company? You know, you can get a Ford Model A in different colors. I can't stand it, but you can. You know, in 1921, some of you know the story. The woman wrote me, said, Mr. Ford, what color can I get my Ford Model T in? I wrote back to her, any color, madam, as long as it's black. Well, there's a point to that. Cheaper to make all the cars the same color, and black paint's cheaper than all the other colors. So it saves money. So you're paying extra money to have a different color. Now, does your automobile run better if it's blue or green or red? Not at all. Has nothing to do with it. You fools bought into them and bought them. And on top of that, you made us do other things. You made me put a roof on the Model T. A roof. Why would you want a roof, sir? Don't you dry out if you get rained on? Is that so difficult? And then windshield wipers, oh, they had to be powered. It was too hard for you to do it by hand. I mean, come on, how lazy. And my crank, we had to put an electric starter on. Well, hell, I believe if you're too weak to pull that handle and get it started, maybe you're too weak to drive the automobile. I think it's that simple. Oh, you made me do. And one other thing, and women mostly made me do this, made me put lights on the automobile. Madam, where are you going at night in the automobile? You know where you're supposed to be, at home with your home with your husband and your children. That's where you're supposed to be at night. What do you need lights for in the car? And I knew y'all got flabby because in 1926, I had to put on a special attachment. Flabby, I mean, people are getting bigger and bigger. Now we're getting smaller and smaller due to this depression, but people were getting bigger and bigger. And I had to put on what I called the fat wheel on the car. It's sort of, the steering wheel jumped out of the way so a fat person could get in behind the steering wheel and then lock it back. What happened to us? Somewhere along the line, we just lost our minds. You know, we kept missing the simple life. You know, that's what it's about. Simple things. You know, I said I was reincarnated as a farmer. I've always been a farmer, and I always believed in a simple life and a simple lifestyle. Three suits is all a man needs, just like a woman needs 3 dresses. Same thing. Keep it simple. Keep out this vanity of having all these extra doodads and things. And keep it simple, you know, and your diets. Look at y'all.